Hey, what's going on, Pisces? How are you? Thanks so much for watching. Pisces, this is going to be your read for December of 2018. I'm going to include your general reading and your love reading. And your love reading will be timestamped. So thanks so much for being patient, Pisces. I apologize for being a little bit late with some of your reads. I had a little bit of a medical emergency this week. I smashed my finger, so I am doing my best to shuffle on camera, but I'm trying not to actually show my finger because it looks kind of, well, gross. So Pisces, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into your readings. I don't want to waste a lot of time here, Pisces. What is the strongest message for Pisces in general? What is the strongest message for Pisces in general for December of 2018? What is the strongest message that Pisces needs to know, or the strongest energy that Pisces needs to be aware of for December of 2018? Please let us know. Okay. And this is Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And again, your love reading will be time-stamped. All right, Pisces. So for the month of December, you guys come out as the World. And that's actually great energy, okay? Because December is like Sagittarius country, and the World card is, esoterically speaking, the planet or the world is what is the ruler of Sagittarius. And I like that. So Pisces, this is definitely talking about, a new beginning, or maybe, an ending, a fresh ending of something. It could be that something is freshly ending here in December, so that, the newness of, or better yet, that something new can begin. So a lot of you, I think that you will find yourself in December, you guys are going to find yourself, I feel like at a threshold of something, where you're going to find yourself like at the end of something, and then you're going to realize that it's not necessarily that it's the end. It's just that it's like more so like a brand new start within whatever it is that you're doing. Now, for a lot of you Pisces, this does indicate, I mean, this is December. It's the last month of the year. So, some of you Pisces, this could indicate that, before we step into this new year, into 2019, this is indicating that some of you guys are going to be finishing up projects. Or you may already be at the end of a project and you're seeing the threshold, or you're seeing the new start line to like whatever it is that you're working on. Like you're seeing like a new refreshing energy in it. I'm just getting the sense of, it's not like something is over, but it's just like it's refreshed, it's renewed to you. And for some of you, I mean, things could just really be over, and it's just now, but not only is it over, it's not just over and it's just over. Like, it's over and you can see your new beginning right there on the threshold. And however that fits to you guys, whether it's a new job or a new relationship, or just whatever kind of project that you're taking on, or maybe even a responsibility I see. But I really feel like for a lot of you Pisces, Spirit is letting you know that, you know what, you're progressing. Because it's, and actually this is, I'm getting the feeling like, I know I'm talking a lot, but I feel like I'm getting that, not only are you progressing, but it's like, for a lot of you, you're going to be reaching that final point where it's like, okay, I'm seeing like for some of you graduation. Okay. And it's like, finally, so let's see here. So now we've got the Two of Pentacles. So for most of you, I feel like over the past 2 months, or maybe some of you in the past 2 years, things have been like kind of like a balancing act with the Two of Pentacles there. And for a lot of you, the Two of Pentacles is just saying that, there's a lot of emotional instability involving two things that you really, really feel like you know, are grounded toward. But for some of you, I mean, that could be the case, but for some of you, I just really feel like, you know, it's just really literally the fact that you guys have really been trying to, or not even trying, but you really have been keeping things where they, like a status quo of something, and it has been like a balancing act. You know, for some of you, like, you know, your job and like your kids, or like, you know, your job and your home life. For some of you, it could be about a decision, you know. For some of you, this could have been in the past where, you know, you actually had to really, like, you know, figure it out, like, what do you value over another. Okay, now at the same time, some of you are really getting the influence that in the past you could have been keeping things like in perfect balance, like you have been really doing a good job at, you know, balancing your responsibilities, you know, making sure that they are level, and that, you know, but at the same time, for some of you, it's just been like at the detriment of your feelings. Okay, it's been at the detriment of your emotional state of mind. And with the world card there, I'm really feeling like for some of you, this is just indicative that, you know, that time is coming to an end now, and it's time, or it was a time where you either had to go ahead and make a choice, and so that in making that choice, you're able to progress, and then maybe later move to a different, you know, maybe later move to that other one that you wanted to work with. But then at the same time, you know, you guys are also just saying that, hey, I feel like this world is just saying, hey, you know, it's in that choice that you had to make, you're able to really draw a line in the sand to say, okay, this is the starting point and the finishing point of that, and then now this is the starting and finishing point of this. And it's kind of a way of you being able to, like, have what you want, but at the same time, or better yet, you know, have your cake and eat it too. But at the same time, it's like, you know, eating them both at the same time, it's not going to work. You got to do one at a time. Okay, the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands comes up here in your present position, or in your present state of mind. I'm really feeling like for some of you, this could be you guys are just at this point to where you're really conflicted, okay? And we knew that you were conflicted within yourself with the Two of Pentacles, because, you know, there's been this balancing act. But with the Five of Wands, it's starting to become, I think, as the year again begins to come to, you know, to an end over the next couple of weeks, I think for some of you, it begins to kind of make you feel really unsettled within yourselves, and about the actions that you're either taking or that you've already chosen to take. Okay, now for some of you, this could just be saying that, you know, you guys, there might be people around you that may not necessarily agree with the level that you've come to. For some of you, you know, if it was up to their opinion, which I think that maybe some of you, a lot of you, may be hearing other people's opinions. But if, you know, they're letting you know, like, listen, no, you need to do this before you do this. But you're like, no, I want to do this before I do that. Or you're saying, you know what, I'm going to do both at the same time. And that could have been another scenario for you too, Pisces, where, you know, for some of you guys, there's, you know, you say, well, you know, forget it. I don't want to choose one or the other. I've been able to balance them before, and, you know, and you can. And for some of you, that was what you decided to do, amongst other people's disagreement, or amongst your own unsettled feelings. Okay. And then now we have the Five of Swords coming up here in the future possibilities. So what this indicates to me with the Five of Swords there and the Five of Wands, Pisces, I'm really getting the sense that, like, okay, you guys, so you guys are, I'm getting the word like hard-headed. the word like hard-headed coming to mind, where some of you, I'm just really feeling like there's possibly people that in your environment that do want to work with you, but maybe you're not necessarily seeing eye to eye with them and you're trying to do it all on your own. Okay. And what that does is that creates this kind of like moment where, you know, you're like, well, fuck it. I'm going to just do it, you know, because I can do it on my own. And, you know, and it's leaving no room for the other person to be of help to you. And there's like this sense of disappointment in them, or rather them being disappointed with you. Okay. But I don't yet feel like this is intentional. This is just more so because, excuse me. I don't feel like this is intentional, Pisces. I just feel like this is more so because of, you know, you're how can I say it, when you're at that moment when you want to finish a race, and it's like a relay race, you know, but instead of you passing the baton, you know, you just keep running, you know. And so I think that's what a lot of you are at this moment. And some of you that could be literal, but others of you, I mean, just figuratively speaking, if you can kind of match your scenario to what I just said. Yeah. Yeah, with the Seven of Cups, it's because you're being presented with so many options, Pisces. And it's like, for some of you, you're being presented with different options because that's what you have unlocked for yourself while you've been working so hard. And now that you've reached the end of this particular journey, you know, you're at a point where you can see a start line of so many other different options here. But at the same time, I think that there's some of you, Pisces, where some of these could be distractions. And I think that what it is, you know, what you're in disagreement about is the fact that I don't know if you're able to really decipher what is best for you and what isn't best for you. And I'm not saying that you aren't able to make your own decisions. I'm just saying that, you know, Pisces, some of you are going to feel like these different opportunities are going to feel like distractions. Okay. In the month of December, Pisces, I feel like as you move, you know, closer and closer to January, you may get a bunch of different offers on the table. Okay. You may, and those offers, I don't really feel like, I feel like if there's anybody that's around you that's giving you their opinion, that you don't necessarily agree with. Okay. I'm getting the sense of, it's not like they're hating, that they, you know, are trying to sabotage you or anything. It's just more so of like advice that's really just unwarranted. And with that unwarranted advice, of course, there's always that resistance to it, and then there's always that sense of wanting to, you know, well, I'll show you, you know. So just keep an eye out for that type of energy, Pisces. I'm not saying that, you know, you're all going to be, you know, making these types of decisions and you're all going to be having conflicts with your friends because they're trying to help. And I'm not saying that all of you are going to feel like your friends are hating on you because you have so many options and they don't. I'm not necessarily saying that. But I'm just saying this is the energy that I'm really feeling. So you guys just keep an eye out for that energy, that type of energy. And if you can identify that type of energy, then that's going to help you, you know, move along through, you know, these different types of decisions that may arise. Okay. Because you might not even be this person, you know, it might be you that is looking at the other person's opportunities, or the other person, you know, you might find yourself here in the crowd as opposed to, you know, so just keep in mind for that energy, Pisces. I know that might be kind of hard to follow, but it's tarot, right? So and it's general. It's tarot and it's general. So your present environment, you've got the Fool. Yeah, Pisces, you know, why not be the Fool? Because yeah, this energy, Pisces, is definitely, it's what's leading you into, you know, what is new for you and what is coming for you. Okay, so we know that you're at this finish line, or we know that you're approaching this finish line, right? But I think that the issue is that before you can start the new and accept new things to come your way, I really feel like there's just some things that you just gotta kind of leave, and you gotta kind of let go and leave it in 2018. Okay, and people aren't going to necessarily like that. They're not going to necessarily agree with that. You may even find yourself conflicted in what it is that you need to leave behind. Okay, and then with the Seven of Cups here, for some of you, you know, there is an option with the Seven of Cups where you feel like, okay, well, maybe, you know, you might just want to stay where you are, or anything like that. But just understand that, you know, with what comes with all of these options does come distractions. Okay, there's some things that may not be the best option for you. Okay, and with the Fool there, I just have to, I mean, you know, you have that energy in the present right now where you're wanting to just really just, you know, dive right into the next phase, you know, and that's beautiful energy, but just keep a watch out for those distractions, and keep a watch out for the energy of people that aren't going to necessarily agree with your decisions. Okay, and we've got the Queen of Swords. So I think for a lot of you, the Queen of Swords pops up here because it's like, this is the hopes and the fears. Okay, so with the Queen of Swords popping up there, I think that for a lot of you, there's kind of like this intimidation where, you know what needs to be done, but at the same time, it's like your heart is still being kind of played, you know, by the strings here with, you know, things that you've been so, like, you know, invested in emotionally. Okay, I do see you guys, you know, if this is a decision that you guys are being presented with in December, I do feel like, you know, maybe by Christmas or maybe a little sooner, that you guys do either, if you guys don't fully make the decision, then you at least know what has to be done in order for you to, you know, move into the next year or into your new cycle with more, you know, with more positivity and with less weight weighing you down. Okay, but, you know, and this is, again, you know, with the Queen, and then the Five of Wands being right here on the same line as each other. I'm just getting the sense that, you know, the guys, some of you, you know, of course, that decision that you do make, I mean, I said it a little earlier, you know, you guys are going to be making the decision if you don't do it, you know, or if you have already made that decision, you know, you guys are really experiencing maybe people lashing out at you because of that. Okay. But, and ultimately, we know that you had to do it for you. The outcome card is the Six of Swords. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. The Six of Swords, this energy of being able to just move on and just move from turbulent waters into, or better yet, from moving from troubled waters, like into more calm and smooth waters. And with that being said, you know, it's like your emotions are calming down. Like here in the beginning of December, or, you know, depending on when you're reading this, or maybe just of some of you at some point, like when you started, you know, there was just so much emotional uproar here. Like look at the storm brewing here in the back, you know. Look at that storm just brewing there in the back. Now you're in calmer waters. Okay? So you guys are moving to calmer waters, and your actions, or rather your thoughts, I'm getting is a sense of like, you know, you're taking what you've learned, and you're using that to create a more calmer atmosphere. And that's beautiful energy, Pisces. Beautiful. This shows that you guys are really wanting to move forward into, you're wanting to move forward into that new cycle. Okay? Okay, so let's get some clarification. Who the Star, the Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. I mean, Knight of Swords. Okay, that's good energy. It's really positive, Pisces. So with the Star card, there's a lot of faith here. You know, I think the cycle that you're moving more towards is something that you probably have been striving for a very long time, or you've had a lot of like patience in hoping that it's gonna come true. Okay. It's more so like you guys are moving closer toward your dream. Okay. And with the Ace of Wands here, this is that cosmic yes. This is that, you know, that big yes saying it's time. You know, this is the opportunity now. Okay. And with the Knight of Swords, you guys are really jumping on this. Like, you guys are really moving towards this idea very, very fast. I think also with the Knight of Swords here, this is indicative of saying that, you know, there could be possibly somebody who is going to be bringing you some news very, very, very fast. So if you guys are like applying for a job, or if you're applying for like a, you know, and that's what you're moving towards, or, you know, if what it is that you're actually going to be physically moving, okay, you know, I think that for a lot of you, you're going to have to deal with people that won't agree with the move you're trying to make, but at the same time, you yourself, you're recognizing the opportunity in that now is the time. And I think that if you're, some of you, if you're waiting to actually get word of, well, when is the right time, I think for a lot of you with this Knight of Swords, this is going to clearly say that, you know, you're going to be hearing that really, really, really soon, if you haven't already heard it in December, Pisces. So let's get one last piece of advice. The Griffin, honor and good luck. Oh, yeah. I mean, Pisces, this was a beautiful, beautiful, positive reading anyway. So, yeah, honor and good luck would definitely come up in there. Again, that kind of goes along with that Ace of Wands. You know, this is your time, okay, Pisces? So, what is it? Sagittarius season right now. So we got two more to go before you. So, yeah. I think that a lot of you, as you're approaching your solar return, coming up in the next couple of months, as you're approaching your solar return, I think things are kind of getting ready to fall into place to be able to allow you to, you know, if you don't move into the new year with a smooth transition or with a new beginning, then by your solar return, I think that a lot of you will begin to, you know, experience this energy here. Okay. And with the good luck vibes being there, this is just indicating that, you know, you guys, I mean, it's going to be fairly a smooth transition, aside from maybe, you know, you just getting outside opinions, but maybe that's what those distractions are about from the Seven of Cups, you know. Well, let me know how that works out in the comments. All right, Pisces, this is going to be your love and romance reading for December of 2018. So thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle your cards. Love and romance, December 2018. What is the strongest message for Pisces in the love and romance department? What is the strongest message for Pisces? All right. And then my card from, well, you know what? I'm compelled to draw from under the deck as well as from the top. So we'll put that over there. Actually, that's my future outcome card, now that I look at it. All right, Pisces. So we have the Queen of Swords and we have the Three of Coins. So we actually have the Queen of Swords earlier in your other reading. So this is saying that, yeah, like this energy of you guys like really just focusing on what needs to be done, and then doing that without necessarily, you know, having to focus too hard on who it's going to bother, who it's going to hurt. Like, that energy is definitely there. But with this being in your love and romance reading next to the Three of Coins, in your relationships or with whomever it is most on your mind, I'm not necessarily feeling like you guys, I'm not necessarily feeling like it's all bad. This is the energy of like, okay, you know, something has got to give, something has got to work or else, you know, I'm going to go ahead and make the decision that needs to be made. Okay. With the Three of Coins here, I'm really feeling like, you know, the both of you really are present in your relationships. Now, this is saying that, Pisces, you may have offered your person an ultimatums at some point in December, or you will be, or vice versa. You know, listen, this has got to work. We've got to work this, or I'm going to go ahead and just cut it out of my life. And, you know, that's what the Queen of Swords does. You know, she doesn't take shit. You know, maybe, you know, she'll take shit, but she won't take shit. You know what I mean? I know that sounds weird, but it's that threshold moment of like, okay, I'm not gonna take this anymore. You know, we can't do this anymore. But at the same time, there's this energy where you guys are really trying to work things out. So you're really trying to come to a solution. You're really trying to find this, like, I'm getting like, you're really trying to find this common ground with each other. Okay. So we've got the Queen of Cups. So yeah, Pisces, this is definitely your energy too. Like, there's this emotional balance of it all as well, you know. And I think that's why you haven't just cut your person out of your life altogether yet, or that person hasn't cut you out of their life altogether yet completely. Okay, because I think that with the Queen of Cups there, you know, there's a moment of, okay, I'm really just having to really reflect on how I really feel in this situation. And I think that some of you, you know, your love to this person is equal to the need to be able to cut them off if you have to. Now, I don't get the sense that you're staying in this relationship longer than you need to, because with the Three of Coins, I just really feel like the both of you understand that you do want to work but it's tricky, you know, because there is that love for each other, there is that emotional connection, but at the same time, Pisces, it's just like, you know, that Queen of Swords is trying to figure out how long is it gonna last. Under the deck, the two of Swords, yeah. So you're trying to make that decision, like, you know, do I want to go, you know, do I want to, you know, put it into this? Do I want to, or do I want to keep going? Do I want to try to find what makes it work? Okay. It's beautiful energy, Pisces. It is kind of like, it's like teeter-totter, but it's still beautiful. Temperance. Oh, wow. So at the top of the card, at the top of the deck, there's patience. There's really trying to balance two different extremes. And I feel that, because I really feel like, Pisces, your emotional state is really battling your mental state. And maybe in your mental, you're like, okay, you know what, this has to go. This has not been yielding any results. We've been at it for maybe the past maybe 11 months, I'm getting, for some of you. You know, you've been at it, but there's, what are we building towards? You know, it works, but at the same time, is it being forced? You know, and that Queen of Cups is like, you know, but it's still giving you that emotional tie to it. But at the same time, Pisces, I think with that Queen of Cups is, I think she's allowing you to be, that energy is allowing you to be able to be more introspective about how you really, really feel. Okay. So that, you know, so that you can, you know, make your decision with a little bit more confidence. Future conditions, we've got the Five of Swords. Yeah, this is definitely, I'm feeling like, you know, you guys sticking it out. And I know I may have said it a little bit earlier where this wasn't like the energy of you guys trying to break up, but I just do feel like the energy of you guys sticking it out longer. Or if you guys are already in that energy now, you know, this, I'm getting the sense of like walking on eggshells with them. And you also have the Five of Swords come up in your earlier reading as well, that I have over to the side. So if you guys want to check that earlier reading out, you can, because that energy could be seeping in to where for some of you, you know, you're feeling like, okay, you know, I have to leave you behind. I have to advance. I have to do this because it's not working. And, you know, it is a sense of like, you know, what does work for you is having those Three of Swords, and it is kind of heartbreaking, but at the same time, and I say the Three of Swords because he's holding three swords, but at the same time he's walking on two swords. So he's really standing on top of the decision that he had to make with the two swords here. Okay, you're standing on the decision that you have to make, and it's causing other people around you heartache. It's causing maybe that person to feel like, well, how could I not make it work with you? And the thing about it is, what they don't know, or maybe what you don't know, or maybe what you guys both know, is that with the Temperance card, it's just you've been in it too long. It's too stale, or not that it's too stale, but it's just not enough movement for you. Things aren't really progressing the way you want them to. Is the energy that I feel here. Even though you've tried, And the Tower moment. Yeah, of course, the Tower moment comes up in the bottom of the deck. So this indicates that there's something in December that's happening that you guys, maybe it's already happened, or maybe it's just that realization that, you know what, you need different. You need something to give. You need something to, not even that you need something to change. It's that what you need to change is, you might have to be facing the decision of, just distancing yourself more from this person. Okay. And this could go for if you're with this person on a more established level, or even if you're more so already separated, this could have been a lot of the reasons why, and I'm just the messenger here, so I do apologize for you guys if this might not be that pretty. But we had a very positive message here in the general side. So I'm really feeling like, this is something that probably is really just what you need to move through. It's a decision that needs to be made so that you can get to, a brighter outcome. Okay. So what advice do we have from the romance angels? We have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And then we also have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, so that could play into what the both of you have going on. I feel like for a lot of you, what may be happening, Pisces, is that your person could be experiencing some codependency, some addictions that may be kind of are similar to maybe what you saw your parents go through as a kid, where you saw them codependent on certain things, whether that was drugs, sex, alcohol, abuse, or whatever. Okay, so I think that for some of you, that Tower moment is just really recognizing for a lot of you how this relationship feels very similar to one from, the past, or from your childhood growing up. Okay. What is the last piece of advice here for Pisces? Take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. Okay? So for some of you, this is saying, and this is card number 23. For some of you, I'm just really getting the sense that, this advice is just saying that, I'm feeling like it's telling you to not keep your eyes closed, still keep a positive outlook on love, even, you might have to love yourself in a different way if that's what some of you are being presented with, so don't just count love out just because this relationship or this situation that you're in or was in December, it may not seem as ideal, or it may not seem as lovey-dovey, but that doesn't mean that love doesn't exist. Okay, it just means that for a lot of you, you're just dealing with a situation right now where either you or that person has to really work through some issues, and it's not your fault that they have to work through issues. It's not. Now you can choose to be there for them. Maybe for some of you, you have chosen to be there for them, but you can only deal with so much, Pisces. Okay, you can still have that love for them, and I think that's what that does show for that Queen of Cups. And then what I'm saying, you can still have that love for them. Okay, but it doesn't always have to be that romantic type of love, or it doesn't always have to be a love that allows you to have to be so dependent upon one another. So yeah, with that Five of Swords, I do feel like it's that loving each other, but like from a distance, where you guys are just really having to take a moment to just really heal from things in the past, really heal from things that affected you before this relationship. And it doesn't mean that you guys can't come together at all, but it does mean that, just right now isn't the time for that, okay? So, let me know how this is playing out for you, Pisces. Thanks so much for watching. Again, I apologize for being late, but I do appreciate you guys' engagement with me on YouTube. So just feel free to email me if you'd like a personal reading. You can email me at LuminantLibraTarot@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and get you set up, okay? So Pisces, you have a great rest of the year. I'll see you guys later, or maybe right before January. Bye.